Hi, there are so many things that can impact our visibility, that can affect the way that we feel about ourselves, the way that we're showing up, the way that we're showing up in our world, in our business, with our visibility, within our personal power, with our boundaries, feelings of not being good enough, imposter syndrome, worries about being ridiculed, criticized, rejected. There are so many things that can stop us from stepping into our power. And there is a common theme from a lot of women that I have been connecting with over the last couple of weeks around the fact that there is something in their life, there's something that is happening in their life, an uneasiness, something that's not been resolved, that's just hanging in the air, that is stopping them from going out there and being highly visible. So it's stopping them from putting themselves forward to be interviewed, or to write blogs, or to come on to a social media live like this, or to send an email out to their email list. It's stopping them in their tracks. And I wanted to share this with you today because really it is our job as entrepreneurial women, as founders, as visionaries, as business owners, as energy creators, in order for us to get our message out into the world so that we can help as many people as we can in connecting with the right people. It's our job to manage our own energy, to manage our own mindset, to manage our own feelings about ourselves and the world so that we can stand up in our true power. So if there is something that is impacting you at the moment, there's something that's showing up in your life, some kind of disruption, sadness, something that is actually impacting you, standing in your power, standing up and speaking your truth and being visible, then please see this as a sign to do something about it, to resolve it. So many women, as I've just said, that I've been speaking to this week have a situation within their life that is stopping them from going out there and being visible. So they're hiding, it's keeping them small, and that's no good for anyone. And one of the things that I've shared with a lot of the women that I've spoken over the last couple of weeks is to really look at this particular situation and to not necessarily address it, but to bring it into their consciousness, and then to choose 3 options around it. So you can either ignore it, you can address it, or you can move on. There are 3 options available to you. So let's look at ignoring something. If something is showing up in your life, if you're unhappy about it, what's going to happen when you ignore it? Well, first of all, it's not going to go away. You can suffocate it. You can be busy to try and ignore it. You can procrastinate so you can ignore it. You can go and distract yourself with lots of different things to ignore it, but it's still going to be there, bubbling away underneath the surface. It's going to be leaky energy, and it might go away for a little bit because you're not exactly focusing on it, but it will always crop up and it will always be there. But it's your option. You can ignore it if you want to. But what I'm saying is, if you ignore it, it's going to come back to you. And as you're ignoring it, that definitely is going to be impacting your visibility, because you're going to be able to feel it. It's going to be tangible. It's going to be inside of you. You will feel the energy of it. And that in itself is the thing that's stopping you from showing up and being visible. And it will continue to show up and stop you from being visible. So if you want to move forward and you want to be more visible and you want to be more impactful as a leader and to be recognized as a leader within your visibility, I wouldn't suggest that you ignore the situation. But again, this is completely up to you, whatever you want to do around it. You can address it. Now, there's 2 different things that I've been speaking to, especially my clients actually this week, about addressing it. You can either address it with the person, if there is another party that is involved in this particular situation, or you can address it yourself. So you can address it with the person, you can sit down, you can have a clearing conversation with them. You can say to them, look, this thing is coming up. This is how I feel about it. I'm not happy with the situation. Can we talk about it? Can we resolve it? You know, it might be something that's going on with a client, or it might be something that's going on with someone in your team, or it might be something that's going on with your business partner, or even like your personal partner, like your life partner, that needs to be resolved, that needs to be discussed to clear the air, so that energy can be cleared, so that you can move on and, you know, in your integrity, you can show up and be visible. Or it might be the way that you are perceiving a situation, or the way that you're showing up to a situation. It might be as something that you don't particularly like to do. Is there a way that you can delegate it, that you can, you know, address the way that you show up differently to it? Can you look at it in a different way? Can you change your perception? That's the conversation that I've been having a lot with my clients this week. Or the third option is that you can just walk away. You can leave it. You can move on from it. You can forgive it. You can decide that it's not something that's going to be in your life anymore. And sometimes that can be very difficult. It can be very difficult to let go of the very thing that is stopping you from moving forward, the very thing that is stopping you from being visible. Because sometimes that can be really scary, letting go of things. Very often, the very letting go of things will create significant changes within our lives, but it's change, right? Are you ready for that change? Are you prepared for that change? What will life look like if you let go of this thing? This is particularly difficult sometimes for people who have open spleen centers within human design, because it can often be very difficult to let go of things that no longer serve us. I have an open spleen in human design, so I can really talk into this. It's very difficult sometimes for me to let go of things that no longer serve me, because sometimes that can be really scary and really uncomfortable. So those are your three options, and really take from this share today, me showing up and sharing this with you, what I really love for you to take away today is that happiness is a choice. As we are growing our business, as we are standing up and showing up and being visible in whatever way that you want to be visible, with whatever message you want to share with your community, that you want to share with the world, and whatever platform you're sharing it on, sometimes it can be difficult to do that because we're not feeling it inside of ourselves. We're not feeling that inner joy. We're not feeling that inner happiness, and we just don't feel like showing up because life gets in the way. We have a life. We have a personal life. We have things that come up. We have situations that come up that sometimes might be a bit uncomfortable. We have other people that are in and out of our lives. It's not just us. It's like, it's this whole community, right? And these things show up. Sometimes life can be shit. But it's actually to look at your life and to look at the situations in your life and to choose how you're going to react to it. I can decide to react to it in one way, or can I react to it in another way. I can react to it positively, I can react to it negatively. And if I'm reacting to it negatively, it's then my choice to do something about it. Either ignore it, resolve it, or walk away. Those are your three choices. But you have to make a choice in order to move forward, in order to clear the air, in order to declutter, in order to have this clear vista, in order to move forward and to be visible in the way that you want to be visible. So take those three things away with you today. Let me know how that's working out for you, how that's showing up for you. You know, as I said at the beginning of this share, there's so many things that can get in the way of our visibility, that can stop us from showing up in our power, that can stop us from moving forward. But it's for us to take that personal responsibility to do something about it. And even when you're ignoring something, you're doing something about it, even though you're ignoring it. So it's in your conscious mind. So you ignore it, you address it, or you move on. It sounds very simple. It can sometimes seem a little bit complicated. Get out of the head, get into the body, feel yourself in it, do something about it so that you can move forward and you can be visible and you can share your beautiful energy with the world. Thank you for watching. Any questions, as always, you can reach out to me, hello@abigailrebecca.com, or you can comment below.